How's it going, YouTube? I'm CTM Amygdala, and welcome back to another Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War video. Today I'm going to be going into some tips and tricks on how to get the shotguns, gold, and zombies a little bit faster and easier. So if you guys enjoy this video, be sure to click that like button, and also don't forget to subscribe. Now to start this off, I'm going to go ahead and show you guys the class setups that you guys are going to want to be using for the shotguns. So here we've got the Howler and the Gallo. I personally didn't do the Street Sweeper yet, as I'm trying to just base game guns gold before I start working on the DLC weapons for Dark Matter. So here's the setup that I went for the shotguns. I used the Flash Cone 12GA, the Task Force Barrel, the Ember Sighting Point, the 8-round tube, and then for the stock I used the Duster Pad. And this is going to be the, oh no, it's not going to be the exact same. For the Gallo, I used the Task Force Barrel, the Ember Sighting Point, the 12-round tube, the Airborne Elastic Wrap, and then the Duster stock. And then for both of them, you realistically want to be using the Aether Shroud rather than the Ring of Fire. I just was kind of doing testing to see which one was better, but I decided that the Aether Shroud is going to be a little bit better for the shotguns, and I'll go into that in a second once I hop in game and show you guys some tips and strategies in game to help you get these things gold. Alright, so technically the fastest way to get shotguns gold is going to be the penthouse strategy on D Machine. However, for the penthouse strategy, you really need to be playing with a full team of people. And for solo players and people who play with randoms like me, your best bet is to be going into Firebase C rather than D Machine, because the zombies aren't going to be swarming you as fast, and you can still get through the rounds pretty quickly without getting overwhelmed and dying because of it. And the other reason I'd recommend playing Firebase Z over Die Machine is because there are going to be more special enemies spawning on Firebase Z. As you can see right there, there's a Mangler, and they spawn way more often than they do on Die Machine. So you'll be able to get all of the special enemy eliminations done in one game, whereas you wouldn't be able to on Die Machine going to roughly round 36. So after getting the power on, the first thing that you're going to want to prioritize is getting your gun pack-a-punched to the first level, and then going over to the Wonder Fizz machine and buying Deadshot. Essentially what Deadshot does is it increases the headshot damage on zombies, and it also makes you zoom straight to the head when you aim down sights. And this is going to be a critical perk that you will always need when going for these critical kills, which is going to be the main challenge that you're after, as all the rest will complete as you're getting the critical kills done. So after you get Deadshot and your gun pack punch to the first level, you're going to want to go up to the Colonial's office, which is right above Jug in this map. I don't show it in the video, however you can find map tutorials showing where Jug is and the Colonial office is, and what you're going to want to do is just camp the Colonial office up until about round 20. And at round 20, this is when you're going to be usually getting pushed out and getting overwhelmed. And then from then on, from about round 21 to round 36, you're going to want to go to the helipad where I am right now, where the teleporter is. And you're just going to want to train around the helipad, preferably with your shotgun maxed out and the 5 perks that you can see on my screen right now. You want to prioritize Quick Revive, Deadshot, Speed Cola, Jug, and Stamina Up. Those 5 perks are the only ones that you really need, and you'll see that I'll be getting up to about round 36 with only these 5 perks. Don't even buy Elemental Pop, as it'll take away from your headshots, and Tombstone really isn't needed. I really don't find it that useful and just a waste of points. So now what you should be doing is focusing on getting your armor fully upgraded, your gun pack punched all the way, and then your gun up to the gold rarity. And you'll just do this as you go along in the levels and the rounds. And you also don't want to forget to put Cryo Freeze on your weapon as its ammo mod, as it will also not take away from headshots, whereas Blast Furnace isn't as good and then the other 3 ammo mods actually do take away from your headshots. So I would recommend using Cryo Freeze, as it can really help out while you're still in the Colonial's office on the catwalk. And then as you can see here, it's really helping out just training around the helipad as well, since it's slowing down those zombies and the special enemies, since I have it ranked up all the way to tier 5, which you're going to want to focus on. So after that, you're also going to want to be using Aether Shroud. As you can see, I have in the bottom corner of my screen. And you're going to want to be using this over the Ring of Fire, because the Aether Shroud will help you in those higher rounds to get out of those sticky situations where you get caught or cornered while you're training. So now we're here on the higher rounds in the 30s, and as you can see, Aether Shroud is going to be the best perk for these higher rounds to make sure that you don't end up going down and wasting all that time that you use to get up here. And even though Ring of Fire is regarded as a better field upgrade, I would recommend Aether Shroud for the shotguns, simply because the shotguns are too slow to really get that much benefit out of Ring of Fire. And you really don't want to be using Ring of Fire where it would benefit the most in the Colonial's office, because you're only going up to about around 20 in that spot, and you really shouldn't be too worried about those earlier rounds versus those higher rounds in the 30s and 40s, where Aether Shroud is going to benefit you a lot more with the shotguns specifically. For full auto weapons, like I said, I would still probably recommend the Ring of Fire, but simply with the shotguns alone, I would run Aether Shroud. So now once you get up to round 36, you're going to want to either leave the game or exfil, depending on if you already have enough crystals and you have everything upgraded or not. Getting to round 36 will likely get you around 1,500 critical kills if it's done efficiently. If it's done perfectly, like completely flawless, you should have about 1,800 critical kills, but I found that's practically impossible to hit absolutely every single zombie as a headshot up to round 36. So I would shoot for around 1,500. So you only have 1,000 more critical kills on your second run through. So now on your second run through, you should be able to get your shotgun gold between round 25 and 30. And now I'm going to go into some details for the specific weapons and how to actually use the guns most efficiently. So while you're in the Colonial's office, you're going to want to aim down sights with the shotguns and use Deadshot the perk to increase the amount of headshots that you're getting along the catwalk. And then once you're training on the higher rounds at the helipad, you're going to want to aim down sight and headshot the zombies and special enemies that are in front of you while you're building your train. And then once the train is actually behind you and no more zombies are spawning, you're going to want to turn around and just hip fire into the crowd. Well, here I'm actually aim down sights, but usually you can get away with hip firing when you're confident that there's no more enemies spawning. Well, enemies are going to start spawning again. You may want to hip fire rather than aim down sight, just to guarantee that you're not going to be getting hit from the back. And as long as you're aiming slightly above the head, you should be getting all those headshots and not missing and getting a lot of body shots. So you can also use this to get to around 42 to 45, which is when you'll actually finish your shotgun. And if you get to around 42 to 45, you will actually get your shotgun gold in one game, but that's only if you're willing to put the time and if you're good enough at the game to actually get that done. So that's really going to wrap up my guide. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.